Greetings, friend.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Rutzou?
Yo, Grubby.
You're still streaming, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I just started my stream as well. Thanks for letting each other come on each other's stream and to talk a little bit about this. Today, I wanted to ask you to make me a Sylvanas Gods gamer in
Sure.
in 30
try
to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching
Well,
some
I'll
of your
try my
stream
best.
and I recognized, because I've always seen Sylvanas as like good against a single frontline, but you were weaving through them with Haunting Wave, doing a lot of damage on everyone,
Yeah.
and remaining safe while doing it. And I have a lot of issues when I play Sylvanas, both with when to draft her, who to damage, what to look out for, just a lot of tips in regards to it, and when not
Yeah.
to draft her.
Yeah. So overall, Sylvanas is actually probably one of the best Storm League heroes you can play
Okay.
because in my mind, she can work in every comp because she have a little bit of everything. She have Waveclear, mobility, high sustain damage. She can, like, you were speaking about the diving in also, but also hitting frontline. So there's two different builds on Sylvanas also.
Okay, let's go through it. Maybe we can come to one channel on the Europe server.
Yeah. How do we do that?
Let me add. Let me add your stream link to my title, twitch.tv/Rutzou. Guys, he's streaming as well. You can check him out there. A very chill stream and good play. A lot of different heroes. Sylvanas, just an afterthought for him. I first knew him as a Zarya player. But you can check out his stream in the chat. Let's go to channel Rutzou.
Okay.
There's other people there, but
So-
you're not.
So yeah. So as I said, there's two different kinds of.
Sorry, one sec.
playstyles.
Are you in channel Rutzou on Europe?
Oh, I'll join it again actually. There we go. I am now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's two Sylvanas builds.
Greetings, friend.
Yeah. So there's two Sylvanas build. There's like the one that I use if my team is very relying on hitting frontlines only.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be a comp where, let's see, like Varian or like something where your team doesn't have a lot of dive and only want to hit frontline. That's a case where I would go auto tech build, and with this build, I like to go Q at 1. Sometimes overwhelming. It depends on the matchup. If they have a Deathwing or a Diablo, then percentage can be really nice. But
So,
overall, I like
Q at 1, you said?
yeah.
Oh,
It
why
gets-
not overwhelming affliction if you're hitting frontline anyway?
Because the attack speed is really nice, and the attack speed adds up, so you get more lost soul at 7 also, which reduces the cooldown on your W every time you auto attack.
I find W hard to use. It's easiest to spread W when you do a Haunting Wave on everyone, but that's also your escape.
Oh yeah, but that's the difference between these two builds. So with the hitting frontline build, you want to be going Q or overwhelming, whichever one you prefer, and then I pretty much always go unstable poison at 4 just for the wave clear.
Waveclear.
And then 7, you go the W lost soul.
So, question. When you get this lost soul, are you purely just trying to deal more damage to the front line?
Yeah, exactly. Once you have 3 stacks and a target, you get the CD for every time you hit that target.
So you don't care about the spread potential of the Shadow Dagger?
No, not at all, because
Oh.
we are only focusing on killing one target. I mean, it's great if it's spread, but overall we just look to burst down a single target.
And it only spreads if you deal any form of damage to anyone around. So maybe because of a Wailing Arrow, but for the most part, when you're doing a frontline killing team, like with a draft that I, for instance, just wrote, I think it's fairly frontline focused.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't write it in the right chat. Let me see. Okay, this one. Maybe it's quite frontline focused.
Varian Reina, Wildman's. Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
And then you're just shadow daggering for the front line. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And then, I mean, mind control is a bit kind of like to call it a Storm League talent because, like, it's a great talent if the enemies don't have a cleanse, but it's also a great talent because it have a pretty short cooldown and it's a good tool to use to farm your opponents on catching people off guard or making a gank. You don't want to be wasting your wailing arrow because you have such a long cooldown for that. But mind control can be good for that if you see potential on if you have like a winning offlaner or an offlaner you can gank a lot, then I would say mind control can be really good. But they will have to not have a cleanse also for me to take it.
For you to be happy to take it.
Yeah.
Would you ever take mind control against a double support comp?
No, never.
Right.
Wailing arrow against double support is massive because it prevents like the struggle people have to when they play against double support is the sustainability and sometimes getting baited in by the heals. But if you hit a massive wailing arrow and silence them all, then they can heal for like a few seconds, 2.5 seconds, and that's where you have that small window to kill a target.
That makes sense. And then you're saving your haunting wave entirely for escape, isn't it?
Yeah, on frontline.
In the frontline build, which we're still dealing with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at 13, I like to go to the passive A because it's super strong. It gives you an extra range attack, which is super nice when playing Sylvanas. And once you have 3 curse stacks on one target, it shoots and your E out. Your
Q.
wailing. Yeah. No, not the Q.
An untalented shot
hunting wave.
Greetings, friend.
An untalented shot of withering fire.
Oh yeah, withering fire. Yeah, that was it.
It shoots the Q.
And yeah, the Q. I meant.
And
sorry, I mixed it up.
But that's like at level 13. That's gonna be like 70 damage.
I mean, it's not the like.
But it's every single auto attack.
It's every single auto attack. Yeah. It fires 1 Q or 1 untalented Q.
Yeah, so 70 damage for every single attack once they have triple curse, and that is probably more than most giant killer talents do.
Yeah, and I mean that's also why I like the Q at 1 also for the attack speed, so I get even more shots in.
Okay, the Q at 1, yeah.
So.
And stacks the level 1 Q quicker.
Yeah.
Why not armor reduction when you're targeting someone in the front line anyway? Wouldn't that be super useful?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the talent because the extra range at Sylvanas is something you can really feel when you play her.
Keep you safe.
And like you just you can just hit so many more targets because of 1 extra range, and it's very good consistent damage. So yeah, I personally not a fan of the armor reduction.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then at 16, I would guess either Life Drain or Will of the Forsaken.
Yeah, exactly. I like, in my opinion, you can pick every talent in 16. It's just a preference what you want to play with. So like, because in my opinion, every one of the talents are pickable. Of course, if the enemy have like a Chromie or something hard CC engaged, you probably want to go Unstoppable.
Got it.
But most of the time, I always go Will of the Forsaken also.
Got it. Let's finish the build, and then I have a question about the level 1 and wailing interaction. Level 20.
20 is like almost always Bolt of the Storm, the Blink. If you go mind control though, the mind control option is like mind control 20 is actually like huge.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, if you go mind control, I would consider going mind control unless you really need a blink. But you shouldn't once you have your E for escape and you're unstoppable. So if I go mind control, I mostly always go mind control upgrade.
Okay, got it. And you said it's a Storm League talent. We did see your CCL team in season 1, Oxygen. You weren't on that team, I believe, but they pioneered mind controlling in pro play. Do you think that was like a short-term usefulness that has been outlived in pro play, or do you think that they were winning despite of it, not because of it?
No, so it's actually what they did was playing Kerosem and Sylvanas together, and it was typically on Dragonshire, I believe. And the reason why it works so good there is because you have one offlaner on the top shrine and one to hold bot, so one in each lane. And then you have the 3-man roaming squad, I like to call them, in the mid. That is kind of like doing the camps the entire game and looking to gank and invade and so on. And that's why Kerosem, for example, is really good on that map. Also Sylvanas, because they have a great ganking potential. So why they picked mind control together there with Kerosem is because you mind control the target, and Kerosem then ults, and the target can run out of it. He just walks into the 7 side, and he's basically dead. But I assume they didn't always go it if the enemies have like a cleanse, but if they didn't have a cleanse, it was probably looking really good. And at that time, a lot of cleanse heroes or cleanse healers wasn't really much in the meta.
Yeah, I think actually it was Gladiator's medallion meta, in fact. So perhaps they were also using it to get those medallions to be used quickly.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of. I suddenly remembered that. Okay, so that's the frontline busting build. A quick question before we go to the second build, where you might be weaving through enemy players. Might of the Banshee Queen gives you spell power. To what degree do you try to stack that before casting your wailing? Do you care about that at all, or is your wailing only a function of perfectly timing it for the best possible situation, not about the 30% bonus damage?
I mean, if you can, of course, it's best to save your W for once you have stacked up your spell power and all that.
And the ult?
Not so much the ult.
Yeah, you don't want to save the
you
ult.
Don't wanna. It's too risky to do that.
To play like
it's,
that.
Like the amount of damage you get extra from it. It's not like game changing. So, but like of course you want to try and get your stacks up first, but not gonna lie, mostly I just first when I go initiate on a target is auto attack Q. While my Q is going, then I throw my W, and when the W is flying towards the targets, the Q have normally gotten like a decent amount of stacks before it lands, and it's just a little poke.
Got it.
And so you don't have to risk the enemies are like showing or coming towards you, and you can't get your W off on a time or something like that. It's just like the amount of damage you get extra for it is like not super game changing. So,
yeah. Okay, so one more question before maybe the second build. You know those Sylvanases in Storm League that just get a big kick out of side pushing a tower during the objective?
Yeah.
Or Sylvanas that, especially at the lower levels of Storm League play, like Silver or something, people see Sylvanas as a solo laner. Like, they literally will draft it on Dragonshire, which, as we know by HOTS theory, isn't a good thing, but perhaps pushing the bottom fort on Sky Temple with Sylvanas during the objective, if your team is relatively capable, can be a good strategic move, at least in Storm League.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's also why Sylvanas is super strong in Storm League, because of her constant pressure she can make. she have high damage and utility in teamfights and mobility, but if she's not in teamfights, she can make great pressure outside of teamfights also by pushing buildings, and like the enemies have to respond to it, otherwise you will end up getting way too much value. And if your team is so-called kind of like, I don't know, trolling, or not playing at the most optimal, like getting to a lane and making pressure there, forcing them to move to you is a great way to make pressure on the map and make the enemies have to respond to you.
And relieve pressure from your allies.
Exactly. So they get a briefing room, and yeah.
Is possession ever worth picking?
Yeah, I would say so. It's I see a lot of players picking it, but it's not every map I would pick it all. So I have it like this: if you have already an insane Waveclear hero like Gul'dan, or that like Gul'dan, who else is there? Bella is decent. Like just a hero with great Waveclear.
Yeah.
Like he holds a great Waveclear, then possession will be really good because at late game you can just what is it called? Control the catapults.
Oh yeah.
And that will make that will make quite a difference on the lane pressure all the time, which is good. But if you don't have like insane wave clear, then I'd like to go unstable.
You really recommend the poison just to clean up a wave. And do you W and E a wave when you do that?
Yeah, I actually do. Unless I don't see anyone on the map, I need to make sure that I can get killed if I eat a wave. But yeah. I will eat a wave if I see it's safe enough to do it. So yeah.
Would you ever stand at the archers of an enemy wave, WE it, and then use your E so that even if there is a small risk, at least you're like teleporting away from the point that they see? Or you're trying to really hold the E if there's any risk at all?
Oh yeah, I mean I use it quite aggressive, but that's because like map awareness is something really important. If you like you constantly know where the enemies are all the time, even though you don't see them.
Yeah.
That's like awareness you get throughout when you play tons of games, kind of like. So if I have seen them been mid, and before they clear the wave, or not before, once they cleared the wave, there's like actually like a small second delay on the vision turning out, and I will see if they're moving towards top or towards bottom.
Yeah, I think a lot of players aren't aware that their model still shows for like a second or so.
Exactly, and that's a huge manipulation you can actually do once you're in Storm League games. Is once you clear a wave and you're about to clear the last minion, instead of going towards the place you want to go, you fake it and you go. Let's say you want to go bot, so you fake that you're going top, but then you're going bot instead.
Yeah.
Once the minions have been cleared for like 1 second, because there's a little delay on the vision.
Nice tip.
Yeah.
Now, I have a gameplay moment here where you were playing Sylvanas, and I wanted to see. I know I've shown it to you once before. I wanted to see if you could take us through your thought process and your prioritization in that fight. Tell us what you see when you see it. Perhaps you can take a look at my stream.
Yeah.
I could also stream it to you on Discord, I think. That might be better. Then we have a virtually simultaneous. Let's see, share your screen. That might be better. Let me know if you can see it on Discord.
Wait, let me pop it out first.
You can also use my stream. Maybe it's most transparent for your viewers.
I can see it now.
Okay. So, shall I play it?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this game...
And the red robot.
There was a trap after a successful, I believe, garden moment. We see the ETC power slide through Tyrande. She activates Shadowstalk. Teammates are going to try and bail her out. Obviously, an advantageous situation start for you since ETC gets a catch. And Kharazim ends up giving several cleanse punches to ETC to prevent Kerrigan from interrupting the mosh pit. And let's see what you do here, because it's fairly close to the enemy base, so it's not without risk of going out of control, but you feel forced to follow up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it. We can watch it once, and then maybe you can comment anytime you want or ask to pause.
I mean, looking at it now, there's a lot of mistakes that I made.
It looks like a lot of damage. Is this the build you just talked about, the frontline attacking build? By your composition, it shouldn't be, since you have splash damage, but seven-sided says maybe you do want it.
Yeah.
Which build is this?
Wait, it's kind of, I need to see the enemy's team comp also, because when I choose between going either one build is if I can dive backline or not.
So do you think you can dive backline against Kerrigan, Rag, Johanna?
This game, I would probably say, yeah, I could. But I also need to think about, can my team follow me? And I wasn't really sure if my team could follow me that game, so I just went to play the A build is more safe to play than the other build.
Okay.
And I think before I was just spamming E build all the time. I didn't play attack build at all.
To practice it, or because it was most fun? What is your practice technique with that?
Yeah, so I was kind of just practicing it, also trying to get more used to it, I guess, also.
And when you do it in every situation, you keep practicing the same thing, which is useful for training, while also discovering situations where it may not work.
Yeah, exactly.
So in this situation, what's your priority? Kill the Tyrande, and then you used Unstoppable.
Yeah.
You said you made some mistakes?
I mean, if we can slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
Like in speed. So I arrowed there because I saw that Johanna was about to interrupt the mush.
Okay, let me
and
see.
I didn't want to run and Kerrigan to... well, I just kind of wanted them to CC more. Can pause right there. What I should have done instead is use my wailing arrow on Johanna and Rack down there, so they couldn't interrupt the mush, which was a mistake by me. Maybe I didn't see them in time. I don't know what went wrong there. It's a misplay. Well,
they were in this a bit from Tyrande, and you were moving to the bottom right, so maybe your cursor was still in the bottom right. You saw Kerrigan trying to interrupt, but Kharazim already did the cleanse there.
Exactly. So I get the wailing arrow out. I see it run slow. We focus her, of course. Kite back while hitting them. And we kind of just hitting whatever we can hit here.
They
we don't
completely ignore you.
Yeah, we don't wanna like dive in on Kerrigan and potentially throw the game, because all you you do so much damage. You just hit whatever is in front of you.
Do you think Sylvanas is equally valid as a Rainer when it comes to killing the front line, doing the map and so on?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is she just straight up better? She can do what Rainer does, but change the alternative play styles?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sylvanas is better than Rainer.
In every way?
In every way, yeah.
Yeah, but harder to play.
Yeah. I mean, Rainer can be good. So, like, Rainer is actually a pretty high mechanical hero, because you can actually do a lot of work with Rainer, but it's about not wasting time with Rainer and keep Aing and be good at kiting and A moving and so yeah. The difference between good Rainer and bad Rainer is huge.
Got it.
Compared to Because it's like a pretty similar hero, right? You just A with it, but there's a lot more to it than just that.
Yeah, he seems both easy to play and not so easy. When I think of a Silver League Rainer standing still and shooting and not stutter stepping, it feels not as powerful sometimes as maybe an Asmodan in their hands might be, just because there's like effortless map pressure. Here's another fight. Let's watch it slowly. You do the wailing, you get Ragnaros and Kerrigan, so they currently don't have a threat on you, so now you're just free shooting. You focus Kerrigan.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of distraction by your front line, so you're not much at risk and you feel confident to E forward. You easily win that duel.
So I don't like to E straight away in a fight. I like to get them low once they're like half and I see, okay, we're about to kill them all here. Then, then I E in and then I feel way more safe to E in.
Is that also true with the other build? Even when you have E build, you don't just weave through 5 healthy, ready opponents with full cooldown?
I mean, yes, I like my team to kind of do some damage on them first, or bait out some cooldowns before I E in. Especially before 16, because at 16 you get your cleanse, but before that you don't have your cleanse, so if you E in and get CC'd, then you're just screwed. So... But yeah,
we're speaking about the diving in also.
Sorry, wait, I could hear myself.
Yeah, me too.
I could hear myself.
What? I don't actually know what's going on. What? I don't actually know what's going on. Let me stop my screen share. I think that's what's happening. Let me stop my screen share. I think that's what's happening. Oh, it's... Are you watching my stream? Is that it? Oh, it's... Are you watching my stream? Is that it? Am I watching yours?
I think
Am I watching yours? This is so trippy. Oh shit! I opened your stream. It was me. Sorry. Pro streamer, by the way.
What was that?
That was trippy. Sorry.
But like Sylvanas with the E build is when you play the E build and not 16 yet. One thing you want to be really focused on in Teamfight is what is it called? Noticing the cooldowns, like when do they use their abilities? When are they gonna be up? Can I be safe to dive in now? Can I not? That's a big factor when playing the E build.
And the full build for the E build, 7 Festering Wounds E, 13 Windrunner. Does anything change at 16 and 1?
16 and 1? No. Nothing.
So you get Overwhelming Affliction when?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not a fan of it.
You slow them,
I think it's a playstyle.
percentage damage, but you think that percentage damage is just less than the attack speed and spell power that you can get?
Definitely.
Okay.
Unless I have like some really, really beefy boys, I wouldn't go overwhelming.
With armor, a lot of health.
Yeah, like a Deathwing or a Diablo or something like that.
Okay. I have something else to show. My own Sylvanas game.
Yeah.
But I need you to get mentally prepared for that so that the shock of seeing it isn't as bad. So one other question first. When I play Sylvanas, I'm generally a quickcast player. What are you?
Yeah, I'm a quickcast and everything.
So I turn that off for a number of things. For Hanzo's W, I have on release. For Hager's Hag Wild, I have it off quickcast by preference. So I start from the default of quickcast.
Yeah, I have the same.
Okay. Then for Sylvanas' E, I'm used to sometimes double confirming abilities in order to make sure that they really hit. But when I do that with her E, I teleport and then instantly send another ghost in the same direction. So I need a lot of discipline to not press that E for a second time. Then I tried to put it off quickcast, but then it just felt too sluggish when I need it faster. What do you use and why?
I mean, I use quickcast, but trust me, it happens for me sometimes also when you are panicking a bit, but that it only happens when you panic actually. So it's about stay calm when you do it. Otherwise, you will mess it up and accidentally shoot it way sooner than you want or something. So I think it's just something that we have to practice.
Just
Don't really
practice.
have any tip for it.
But not taking it off Quickcast per se as some kind of solution that you found. Okay, got it.
No, definitely not.
One other question about gameplay. Do you use attack, move, target point?
Attack, move, target point.
Yeah, it's a function.
Like just normal A.
Well, it's a function in the gameplay menu of Heroes of the Storm. When enabled, attack move concentrates on the closest enemy to the target point. If disabled, attack move concentrates on the closest enemy to your hero.
I have it to my hero. So I don't have it on no.
Yeah, same.
But I think it can be good to play if you know how to play with it.
Have you tried it?
I actually haven't tried it, but I think it's just because I've been so because I've played League also, and pretty sure at that time when I played it there wasn't such thing as that. So, and I've just gotten pretty used to when people are very, very clumpy or there's minions to be better at just using my right click.
Right click on top of the hero.
Yeah, but sometimes I also X is my A move on top of the hero and it hits them.
Yeah, same. So,
But
to explain to the viewer, attack move is a safety net for when you misclick someone. If you attack next to the ground on the enemy Rainer, you'll attack something at least, something in front of you, rather than walking into Rainer. If you right click next to a Rainer, in fact, instead of on Rainer, you'll walk into him and you'll walk through a meat grinder in the fight. It's bad. By using attack click, you make sure that you at least attack something, which generally keeps you in the same spot you already are at. But this kind of is between, if you miss your attack click on a Rainer, do you want to attack the stitches in front of you because he's nearest, or still on the Rainer? So that's why it seems like it's good to enable it, because it follows the accuracy in the closest circle around your attack move target point. But when I tried to use it, that's why I was curious if you had experience with it. I felt like sometimes my character moves towards that area first to get in range.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
No, like, let's say if I'm at 800 range from Rainer and I A-click on him, next to him, like I miss him, then it takes 200 steps forward, like 200 range steps forward, and then attacks him instead of hitting the stitches 400 range in front of me. And I found that to be problematic behavior.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I think it's good to play with if you can. I have never tried it personally, but if you can play with it, of course it will improve your gameplay by so much. Because it is a thing you can enable, like a helper, to say so.
Yeah.
So having that on, if you can play with it, is something I would recommend. I haven't personally tried it myself because I've gotten so used to like adapting and just be better at.
Just be accurate, yeah.
Yeah, be more accurate.
Yeah, I thought it might be good on ranged heroes and disabling it on melee, and apparently my chat is saying that Chris also does it this way. I've tried it, but I couldn't get used to it, so no data from you. Then, if you would be so kind to look at this draft. I was in a Storm League draft. I was looking to play Sylvanas at some point. I will stream it again via Discord. Share your screen. This one. So here's how the draft started. We opened, presumably Brightwing, because we always do. Brightwing open, maps Garden of Terror, their white main Gul'dan. Then it went Varian Asmodan. And I ended up drafting Sylvanas into Diablo Hanzo Gul'dan white main with my my theory being, Varian is going to have to focus the front line. Sylvanas can do significant damage to the front line. I've never played her since she was reworked. This was my first game, and I took it to ranked. Kind of grief, but didn't get punished, lol. And because we have Varian, I figured, like, hey, maybe this is a good opportunity to try to help kill Diablo. I could have gone Raynor, but I didn't like Raynor as much into Hanzo Gul'dan because I can't dodge shots as much or something. That was my reasoning anyway. And then I went Sylv. So, bad, acceptable. What do you think?
Oh, picking Sylvanas here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely acceptable, in my opinion. You can even, in this game, go the E build, because as you said...
I did.
Yeah, Diablo is going to be very focused on Frontline. And the map is huge. There's a lot of flanking points on the map. It's Garden of Terror. So there's a lot of flanking positions you can come from. And looking at their backline, it's very, very squishy. Especially if you can get a... So I like to do something where I E in first.
E in.
And once the E is kind of like traveling towards the target, I shoot my wailing arrow also. And then I activate them both at the same time.
So you teleport in onto a wailing group of people.
Yeah. And then they can't target me, CC me, or do anything. Then I can shoot my E out again.
Yeah. Through them?
Preferably hitting the targets again if you can.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sylvanas does crazy amount of damage. I'm pretty against Wyman also. I think you can one-shot the target at late game if you have if you do it correct.
Yeah.
Also, every time you, I mean, you probably know it, every time you reactivate your E,
more
you
Q.
get a Q reset. Yeah. So, like a wailing arrow on Whiteman and dive in, and you hit that full combo, she will definitely go down, I'm sure.
Yeah, it happened at some point. So in this Storm League situation, this was at maybe Diamond 3. Would you like join the mid brawl? Would you go top and cheese a tower? What is an effective Storm League strategy for the average viewer watching and for me, you think?
So you have to be sure that your team is not gonna run down mid and
You're never sure about that.
4v5. So what you wanna do at the start of the game is ping that you're going top.
Okay.
And but I personally think it's best to go cheese somewhere on the map, get a half a tower, maybe even a tower if people are not like focusing on the map or something. Or tell your team to hey, someone come with me top to push a tower.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely something. That's the best thing to do. I don't always do it just because I don't know. But it's the best thing to do, definitely. Just cheese, get a half a tower, because structures are very valuable, of course. And sometimes you just fight mid too, yeah. I don't even know why we, like, people being in fighting mid. It's just something people do.
Yeah, I don't know why we're 4 bottom on Hanamura every time when the cramps are inverted.
So, yeah.
It took me so long to get away from this Artanis.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's not the. I mean, it's a okay, decent matchup, but if the Artanis is good, then I think it will be a bit harder.
Let's go. Let's go to a like mid-game team fight, or maybe like the first tribute, and we're gonna pause it before, and you say what you think I should do. Then we're gonna see what I did. Then you're gonna say what I should have done.
Okay.
Okay. This situation, we're level 5.5. The seed is up. Varian and Osmodan are looking at white main bot. You don't know the history, so you don't know where Diablo now is or Gul'dan. Maybe they just took a camp, so they could be near mid. Hanzo's mid, Artanis top. We've got a Bruiser camp pushing. How do you think we should play this and I should play this?
So, it's pretty early game. I mean, I think what would have been the best is to stay top and push with the hard camp.
Ignore seed.
Yeah, because it's early seed and you kind of wanna get your level 7 and 13 with Sylvanas. I mean, she's a great early game, of course, but looking at your team also, it's very
Slow.
very, yeah.
Mephisto,
slow.
Asmo, late bloomers.
Yeah, exactly. So going bot, I mean, it's great if you can get a kill, but I mean, I feel like both approaches is fine because you do have the driving top who can come and TP, so you will be in a 4v5 situation.
Yeah.
But locking down one target and killing it is quite hard with your comp. And yeah, looked like Diablo and Cooldown was staying there.
Yeah, actually right here.
Cut the Mephisto. It's I mean.
Do I help here or do I just walk away? Do I threaten Gul'dan or Diablo?
You threaten Cooldown.
Okay, that's something I'm not doing totally wrong here then.
Yeah, because he's the damage dealer, and they get scared, and like if you start hitting them, they're gonna be like more passive, like, oh, I need to help myself now, or something.
Yeah.
And then you release the damage from Mephisto onto you, but you have E, you can easily escape because Diablo just used all his abilities, so they have no CC for you now.
Yeah, understood. Makes sense. And then Hanzo showed up as well, but I have E to get away.
Yeah.
Oh, Artanas interrupted Brightwing's CC.
Okay, so here, once that happened, I would have went top because we lost one hero. Also, look at top right now; it's getting great value.
Would have got more if I went. Would have dodged the Diablo Gul'dan rotation.
Like, you actually have really good stalling heroes also, like Asmodan, Mephisto.
Oh, that's true.
So when you have, if you would have went top with the Brightwing, you would have forced them to move up to you. At least one more hero than Artanas, because Artanas wouldn't be able to defend that alone.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, actually, with this comp, stalling, I think, is all you do early game, and then try to push and get some win conditions, like opening up a fort.
Let Asmo do his thing, stall, get level 16 so you can actually team fight.
Exactly.
So, what would you do here? Not this.
I mean, yeah, the backline is way too far away for you to actually pressure them to go off your DPSs. Or, I mean, your teammates. Definitely don't E forward.
Maybe I won't. I didn't click yet.
I mean, actually shooting, doing some good damage there is not bad.
But now I should head back.
Yeah, this is where maybe you get a little greedy because Asmodan can't follow up with damage because he just got pushed out
and he's Asmodan.
Asmodan is kind of hate that hero.
So this was like what you were talking about before. You threaten a high priority target, but you're only doing it with the idea of peeling, and that job has now been done, so I can go back instantly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So not awful right here.
I mean, getting hits in to bully them a bit, getting them a bit low, poke is always good.
Merqueen, thoughts?
Merqueen, oh.
Didn't do much here.
Yeah.
Do you think it forces you too much to stay in a lane without proper analysis of whether that's the right place for you to be at?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because I mean, also you give up 2 other really great abilities for it, and sometimes you want to be moving, but you're kind of forced to stay with your camp.
Yeah.
because you pick talent.
Makes you really rigid in your decision making.
Yeah.
Any maps where you would do it? Volskaya, Hanamura?
Hanamura would actually do it. I think Hanamura is you actually always go it on that map because you don't need Waveclear because it's a 2-lane map.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of ways to get cleared. So in position or whatever it's called, I mean, not needed either. In my opinion, you rather have the strong camps when you're fighting at the vision camp maybe, or for the turret camp when you put it down in a team fight. So yeah.
Yep. I found my Waveclear really slow without unstable poison.
Exactly. She feels so slow without the unstable.
And you keep overcommitting with WE.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. A later fight. Okay, let's not look at that. Alright, cool. 2 levels down. We see Artanis capping the seed. We are all 5 together. No, Osmo is dead. Why am I going here? I want the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Don't need coaching to know that was wrong, but
Yeah.
no, it's a big bait into a fight we're not ready for.
Yeah.
I've seen this so many times in people's gameplay. Eing through twice, you get away with it.
Yeah, I mean it's really good burst damage, but it's also a super risky playstyle.
Not 1v5.
Yeah, I mean I don't really feel like I have to say too much there because it's just the fuck up. You know, with the teamfight loss happens.
We actually, yeah, this is 5v1. It's Artanis. Okay, defense of the keep. We're 2 levels down. How would you approach this? Just kill the pot, the plant. They're kind of low. Like, do we go make a play here? Do you always let Varian initiate, or would you ever open with a wailing arrow to show that we can go? How would you do this?
Oh, I'm kind of a playmaker, so I think I would have gone for it here. They even have a Artanis dead, so it's a 4v5.
Yeah.
As you say, they're pretty low also. You have wailing arrow up. But you're kind of in a bad position to engage since you're so far away from them. If you would have been right above where Cooldown is, like on top, up there, like a little more to the left, like there somewhere, I think I would have eat in with a wailing arrow to force a fight. But before I also do that, I need to look at my teammates and see, can they follow up or can they not?
You check their ults, you check their position, their preoccupation.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do all this instinctively, of course. You're not thinking the English words. It comes from experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's it's just something I do. Like, but you could probably one shot the white main if you were from the top.
You find her positioning to be quite forward.
Yeah, even Gul'dan. But you would have to make sure that to CC Diablo, otherwise he's just gonna wallbang you and you will get perma-CC'd.
Got it. Now let's see how this next segment goes. Stood still for half a second there, pondering life.
That's really good. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted you to do also.
However,
I mean, the team was a bit slow to follow up, which you can always. That's the thing when playing Storming, right? You can't always rely on a team, so you need to think.
Yeah, Varian is still looking at the plant.
Yeah, he's not looking to initiate or engage on the enemies, but you are looking for it, so it's something like spam pinging that you want to go in, like pinging.
On my way, on my way, on my way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't do
Like,
that
it might
enough.
be annoying. It might be annoying for your teammates, but it helps so much to let your team knowing if you want to look for a play or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
I need to do
you
that a
were
lot
done-
more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. It's kind of like people find it toxic pings, but it's like it's pretty important, I would say, to ping if you want to look for an engage.
Well, some people are like ping sensitive. They're like, don't ping at all. I think that's dumb. But then some people are
Yeah.
like, don't ping me 5 times after I died. I get it. That is toxic.
Yeah. Of course,
Gul'dan will
toxic
respawn.
pings like that.
Yeah.
But like pinging that you wanna do a play or something is very important to let your team know that you are looking for a play and engage, so they can be ready to follow up.
In this
Because,
case, I eat forward and then I wailings on their face. That is not what you were discussing. You were saying R and E at the same time. That way there is no like few frames of risk.
Yeah, exactly. It's more for the few frames of risk, because
Yeah.
you'll be very unlucky if Diablo got a charge off before or something.
Yeah.
So that's mostly wild. Pushing here is really good also. You got 20, they have 2 dead. Ooh,
Are we heading off too quickly?
I mean, you don't have black arrows. I think it's fine to head off there. You
Yeah.
don't have black arrows for the keep.
Thought
Can't
so.
really.
Play it safe. We
Yeah,
get a bit of the mid wall here, but Varian has no desire for it. So we just head off.
Yeah, that's good. And then you would, do your easy camp and hard camp.
Fast forward a bit. We do take the easy camp, take the hard camp.
Yeah.
We got the top forward because they wanted a seed. It doesn't matter, so that's really nice.
Exactly.
We're pushing with it, and then, for some reason,
There's a white main.
I mean, Apollo, isn't that a name for something that explores really far away, distant things by themselves?
I have no idea actually.
Like the Apollo space station, or
Yeah.
so we get a freebie there.
Nice.
We head off. Defend mid keep, defend bot. White main's still dead. Enemy fights anyway. Okay, this is an interesting fight because this should be relatively easy. They don't have a healer.
Okay, so what I would do here,
Yeah.
instead of hitting Diablo, because you are E-build, you're not gonna do amazing damage on Diablo.
Okay.
Plus Diablo late game is
I don't have
really
attack speed. I don't have attack range. I don't have the bonus withering fire on Diablo. So you're gonna go through this bush and then go on Hanzo.
Exactly.
But not so that you put your back to a wall where he can scatter you. You're gonna try to make use of this relatively open space here.
Yeah.
Because if you go here, you could die in one shot, right?
I would go in the bush that you have on your left there. Yeah, exactly there. Then I would E up towards that bush against Hunt.
Oh, like this.
Yeah. And
you don't have wailing.
Yeah, you don't have wailing. So before, like, once you're kind of in mid-air, I would press unstoppable for the extra movement.
Oh, you can do it mid Banshee?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Well, anyway,
I'll test that. Either way, it would activate the moment you land. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I always go in with E and press unstoppable at the same time because something bad could happen. Like you get like they have Gul'dan, for example. You could be feared. That would be terrible for you. You die.
Okay.
Plus, it also give you kiting and because it give you movement speed. It's really good.
So then you attack Hanzo wherever he is at that moment. He could be in the bush. He could take step forward, step back. Do you then walk like this while shooting him?
Yeah, I would walk backwards, not towards my own team or Diablo.
And then you have your second E. You've got 5 seconds to spend it. Where do you aim it? Over the wall here, back towards into Diablo, back over the bush the original direction, or even further away from the team, or do you not know yet at this time?
It's something I wouldn't know yet. I would have to play it a little bit more to know. So, okay, so they all go there. I would do it into my team again.
Into your team, through everyone.
So like you would land. That would mean you would land around Varian-ish,
Here,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Because the E does a ton of damage. It spreads the stacking to everyone also, so it's pretty good.
Got it.
But I mean, their position might have been different if they saw you going there.
Yes.
But actually not, because they all had their focus on Varian, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't start to do your engage shit until the enemies have started throwing some abilities out and having their focus on your Varian.
Oh yeah. Because you have that option to do that because of the bush.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if you were a Rainer, you may still want to go into this bush and shoot from here.
Yeah. So it's when fights occur, you don't always have to like insta help. Like if you're an assassin or someone with a high burst or just anyone like staying out of the fight and analyzing it for a few seconds, making your tank most of the necessary abilities, which could be fear, arrow, any form of CC. Once they've used that, then that's your go-to.
That's really helpful. Casmadan tried to teach me that as well. I always have this fear of under contribution. Like if I'm standing there counting the seconds, I'm always afraid someone's gonna be like, "Why you don't help?" I know that's probably not gonna happen because they'll barely notice. Plus, if you make a good impact, that's worth more, and your tank can survive for a second or two. But that's what I'm afraid of. So yeah, usually I jump in right away. The most predictable time, the most likely to get AoE'd, horrified, and so on, right?
It's something you have to like kind of like what is it called? Analyze yourself. Is my tank gonna be fine if he eat all the things here? When do I need to go in before he gets in lethal range and so on?
Yeah.
So it's just something you have to like think. Can my tank take all these hits? Do I have to go now? Can I wait a little bit? Of course, you don't want to wait like 10 seconds before going in, but like, yeah, just waiting for some abilities to go down so you're more safe to go in and do free damage.
Yeah. For example, horrify.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Do you think that it would be like reasonable for me to pop unstoppable the second I go in if I want to contribute right away, just to make sure that in those first 3 seconds nothing bad will happen to me?
Yeah, definitely. I don't always use it when I see a CC coming. Like, I don't always use unstoppable. Only when a CC coming towards me, because it can be hard to time.
Yeah. Reactively, you mean? You don't always have the chance to react on time. You just want to play it safe and make sure for the next 3 seconds you're safe.
Exactly. So you have like a small window for 3 seconds where you can do tons of damage, and you know, I mean, you can get damage, but you know you wouldn't get CC'd, and you can blink out if you're about to, get one shot or anything.
This is one of the fights I'm least proud of, but let's get through it.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh. You can keep rolling out just Mephisto's position, but he got like crazy damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, but yeah.
It wouldn't have happened if I popped E and 1 at the same time. To be honest, I really didn't know. I mean, this is like my first time, right? I really didn't know when I should be using 1, because I figure, hey, Haunting Wave has frames of Unstoppable as well. This is fine, right? Had I E'd forward and popped 1, as you said, during, or if that doesn't work, it looks like it actually...
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do it, because that's
oh, you mean
how
while your Ghost is going forward, but not...
Yeah, while the Ghost is going forward.
Not now, but you mean while the Ghost is going forward?
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood you before. So right before I teleport, I pop it, and then this wall bang would have been not a stun. I can easily get out of the next combo, the Apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it would not be so bad because everyone else is distracted.
Yeah, then it wouldn't probably not have been so bad. You may even have killed Diablo
Yeah, he would have been dead. Anyway, that was my post-game analysis of that.
I mean, it's okay to make mistakes when you haven't played the hero a lot. It happens. But yeah.
I mean, realistically, I should practice her twice against AI, then 5 times in quick match, then play her in ranked.
Oh, no. You don't have to practice against AIs, but I mean, practicing. How would I practice the hero? I mean, if I never played the hero before, I don't think I'll go straight into rank.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably try it out in quick match first and look up what's the best build and all that stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Do you ever take the Wailing Arrow upgrade?
No, never. It's too hard to land because it's right at the center of the Wailing Arrow.
It's tiny,
So
right?
It's really, really tiny, yeah. And the extra thing you get for it even is not that big. Plus, you can't really say no to a blink. That's just too
Blink,
great.
yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna try her again. You've given a lot of good mechanical advice, not particularly pertaining to Sylvanas, but also kind of like how you think when going into a fight. That it's not necessary to jump in immediately per se. You try to make a judgment of how long your tank can hold out and how many cooldowns they can draw. Also, the positioning that you discussed, like which angle to come in from. I don't think I nearly give that enough thought, and I'll be trying to do so over the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like Sylvanas can be played like kind of like an assassin. I feel like because you have a great burst damage and mobility, and so looking with the flanks with the Sylvanas in late game is always pretty good. You can also do it from the front line and E through them all, while you press the unstoppable and then E back towards your team again. But that depends on the team fight and how you want to approach it and so on. It's just something you have to read yourself or analyze yourself on what you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Sylvanas is not. When you asked for the Sylvanas, I wasn't expecting it because I haven't played like a ton of Sylvanas and it's not my best hero. So, but I hope you got a few tips at least. At least that's how I play.
It's really good.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much, Rutzou, for your time, and I just want to let people know that you're also streaming twitch.tv/Rutzou. Do you have any other places where people can follow stuff that you do?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter also. It's Patrick Rutzou.
Patrick with CK?
Yes.
Patrick Rutzou.
Yeah, and then I stream regularly on Twitch.
What time?
It's usually around 1 o'clock, like 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Amsterdam time, Copenhagen time.
Yeah, exactly.
Until
6 p.m.
Do you stream every day?
I stream every day except Monday and Sunday. I have off days.
Monday, Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
5 days a week. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on my stream and for having me on your stream.
I mean, I'm the one saying thank you. Yeah, really appreciate it. Hope you can use the tips also.
Yeah, I will try. My pleasure. And see you next time, Rats.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cool. I'm a gold gamer now.